Always tell me take a breath. I've been looking for something that haunts me all night. I've been staying up hours until the sun rose. Just in case you're always living the same life. I don't really remember, I just need to take some time to get away. Is there something I could take for this thing to go away? Cause I've tried 100 methods and they always seem to fail. Am I crazy? Don't tell me I'm crazy. I just need to find another way. Hey, hey, hey. I've been looking for something that haunts me all night. I've been staying up hours until the sun rises. Just to catch you, always living the same life. I don't really want it, I just need to take some time to get away.
There you go. Removed a few Bluetooth signals. Just to be sure it doesn't interfere. I'm gonna restart the trainer. Video. No man, I'm in the Dutch pot. My French is okay-ish. I can talk French. It's not perfect though. I'm getting a little bit of drops in the warm-up, so I'm trying to fix it. Remove that few Bluetooth signals that I'm not using, but it's not working for now. So let's try to ampere. See if that works. So we're doing a crit race today. And as far as I've seen, it's gonna be a huge one. What's the difference between those? I have no clue. I'm just glad it works. See with the dropout here, that's not okay, right? Let me try and restart the game. Yeah, I assume that as well, but the distance is normal. It's the normal crit race organized by headquarters, so it's 8 laps. Not sure which direction, but as far as I've seen, already 200 C riders registered, so only C class 200 people. Which is crazy, right? That means there will be loads of sandbaggers. And even if they're not, there will be loads of people in good physique. So the group will be very, very, very hard, very fast. and it's easy to miss in the start. If it goes a little bit down too long and we don't have the power or the fitness level to stick with the front, it's pretty demotivating. So we have the heart rate going, and then this should pop up any sec now, and hopefully this solves the problem. I'm not sure what else I can do if this isn't working. The only thing I can do is remove my music. Yeah, numbers is one thing though, but in the start, the first lap, you have to really not look at the numbers, because if you look at the numbers, you're probably going too slow. Because you have to be with the first group, right? And you have to go in the red to stick with that first group and hope it cools down in time before you go over the limit. Let's see if that fixes it. So it happened to me before that, especially when those A and B rides are together, that you really, oh my god, it's still happening. What else can we try?
Galaxy A6 disconnected.
So I'm disconnecting and reconnecting everything I have at this point. And I'm removing the music for a sec just to be sure that it's not that's intervening. Not sure if it'll automatically reconnect. This is why you start early, right? So I've reconnected the entire AND Plus, which should be working again now. Not sure if you can do that in game though. It doesn't look like it really wants to. Okay, quick restart. I use AND Plus for everything except for my music. My music is Bluetooth. It's from my phone to my wireless Bose box. Even my watch is AND Plus, so I use everything with the dongle. I haven't gotten this. I had dropouts before, but most of the time, if I restart or readjust the Bose box, it works again. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I've seen the numbers. If everybody will connect, it will be a huge one. And I remember, I think the biggest one I've done was like 150, and those are really, really tough ones. Because the group is that big, there's really a lot of speed, especially in the start, and people can hide in the group, rest a little bit, even the stronger ones, and then there's always somebody pulling. heart rate should be here as well. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, and it can cause a lot of trouble while doing that, right? Because if you're in the front group and you are struggling, but you are managing to hold on, some point there might be a little gap, or somebody might run away from that head group because he's really good condition, let's say, and he can climb like 100, 200 meters to a group that we are doubling, but still going pretty fast. He gets the draft as well from that guy, and it's hard to see who you are competing with, because some of those people will join your group and it will still look like you are in the front group, while there might be a few people that ran away. So that's the hard thing in these races, and especially if it's 200 people, we will be lapping people from like round 2, right? Because there will be people who dropped and just do their own pace and finish it, and the level is always pretty high. So if it's the dolphin lap, we're doing like 2 minutes 40 a lap. If it's the way around, we'll probably do like 5 seconds faster. I hope it's the bell lap. I feel like I'm the strongest on the bell lap, even though the climb is a little bit longer and should be a little bit less my thing. I feel like I can recuperate better on that, because after the climb you have the downhill and then you have the long straight towards the finish, where if you know the circuit, there are some points where you should be able to rest a little, even if it's a few seconds. But on the dolphin part, you go up the hill, you press very hard, and then you have the little hilly section, and it's yeah, it's pretty fatiguing, pretty hard to it's a long effort for me. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But for me and my weight, I noticed that after the climb, if you pass the com banner and you think, okay, now I can chill a little bit, you are mistaken, because you really have to push through, because it keeps inclining for the next 100 meters. And if I rest too early, I always have to close a gap, and it's so hard to close that gap before the hilly section. Then on the hilly section I have a little bit of an advantage again, because of the momentum with my weight. I'll go up a little bit higher and it's easier to close the gap again, but if it's too big, it's they're gone. Yeah man, see you soon. Gonna put on the wind. Looks like we fixed it for now. So no dropouts since. So I might try to turn back the music on. It's always nice to have a little bit of music going on, right? So hopefully that wasn't the case. It was never the case in the past, so, but we haven't had a single dropout since the restart, which is 4 minutes now. So yeah, wanted to do a little bit of climbing in the warm-up, but with software problems, not much climbing there. Yesterday we did the lecture route. It was advertised in game as being 23 kilometers and 400 altitude meters, so I was like, I'll do that. I have 1 hour and a half. That should be easy. Maybe do something else after that. But while having a closer look at it, it looked like we had to do the com twice, which meant that's 400 altimeters times 2. So basically for that badge we needed to go up the hill and then we have to start the lap and go up it again to get the badge. So it meant we spent a lot of time climbing, especially because it was a recovery ride. So we weren't able to go above 200 watts, which we managed, which was cool, but we did take a while to complete it. So we are ready for a race today, but it's gonna be a heavy one. I'm a little bit positively nervous about this race. Because if there's so many people, it will be a really hot pace, and a hot pace means we'll have a struggle to stick with the front group. And eight laps, it always it looks short, but if you're going really fast and really high effort, it takes a while to take off those laps and stay strong. But yeah, hopefully we'll manage to take a few nice people in the front group, stick with the front group as long as we can, and hopefully have a good breathing this race. Nice, man. Work that bike whilst enjoying the pain. So 2 days ago we did a crit race as well. It wasn't the biggest one, it was 80 people. We had a really strong head group of around 20 people. We managed to stick with them, but we were putting in a lot of effort. But the last 2 laps fell a little bit short of breath. My lung was, it felt like it was stuck between my ribs, you know the feeling. So really had to focus on that to not make it worse. I was able to hang on until the last lap, but then after the climb we had to let them go a little bit. There wasn't a big sprint conditionally. I think in the legs there was still some effort left, but yeah, I couldn't breathe. So we finished, I think in game we finished like 14 or 15th, and on Zwift Power we finished 3rd. So overall not bad. The results were there. We did 280 watts average for the entire ride, and it was a really hot day. So hopefully today it will be even better. Let's join the event before the 5-minute mark and get a good lineup for the start, because a lot of people will be joining at 5 minutes, and that's all people you have to Look at how far back we are already. We're 7 minutes early and we're already over 100 people. And this is only C class, man. That's crazy. This virus thing, this corona thing is really making Zwift boom a lot. The level goes up a lot. Oh, winter, I was thinking, okay, it's winter break. There's a lot of really good outdoor riders that are training indoors now. So once we'll hit the good weather, come April and May this time, a lot of people will start going outdoors again. And the races will get more easy, right? And that might be a good time to switch to B class because of if there's small groups. I think if there's a group like 15 people, I can ride with the Bs because they have to work a lot and I can just sit in the wheel. But if it's a big group like this, even C class is insanely hard. Yeah, but it looks like there won't be no relaxing summer because a lot of people are falling in love with the game, I guess, as well. They start trying because they have to, but then they fall in love with it, and I think a lot of people are here to stay. That's good for our own level, right? If it's an easy win, it might not feel as good. If it's a hard win, it feels that much better. So we are doing Downtown Dolphin. I just see it now. That means we have a few parts where we have to be careful. There's one part, I think it's 3 turns in after the finish, where it's a little incline, but you have to, I have to push pretty hard there, like above 300 watts, not to let the gap fall. It's really important because if the gap is there, you lose the little momentum and the little break you have after that part before the climb. And if you don't have that, you are more fatigued for the climb, hence you might let them slip away there. So it's important to stay focused on those weaker parts, get my position well at those points so I can rest on the points where we can. And then, like always, do a fast climb, don't go too crazy, keep the momentum going through the calm manner until the first curve right, and then hold the wheels. Yeah, man, that's so true. But we are still able to ride outside in groups of 2 max. So to be honest, you can still enjoy outdoor riding, but yeah, most of people, they ride in bigger groups as that. So it's hard to choose. Man, we're already over 200. What is this? This is gonna be so crazy. The front pack is gonna be like 50 people. You're gonna see a few people hit like 1000 watts in the start. And if it's that big, we really have to focus on getting to the front, because some people might get in the front group but won't be able to keep the pace, and if there's gaps, they're gone so easy. Especially, I mentioned it again, after the climb, that's the part where in the past, I lost a lot of wheels You do the climb, you think, okay, I'm in a good position. You ease down just a little early. You think they'll carry me in their wheel, and then you see them just pushing away slightly with their weight advantage. And then if you're fatigued, it's so hard and mentally so requiring to close that gap. And you have the hilly part, and then hopefully you have a little bit of recuperation. But if they push on there, you're dying, man. You're dying like crazy. One more minute to complete chaos. 230 people. It's gonna be crazy. So I'm guessing around 21 minutes to complete this race. Especially this big. If you don't get dropped, of course. If you get dropped, it will be a few minutes longer. Let's do our best, man. I hope we can stay at FTP the entire ride. It would be awesome. Let's do this. going crazy fast. This is not C-class travel, man. That's crazy. There's a big group chasing us, so we're gonna try and hang on there. Yeah, that was crazy pace, man. I was hoping it would have cooled down after the climb, but it didn't. Next group is coming. Let's go.
Ah. My God. Ah. Finally, a little relaxation after 6 laps. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's try. Ah. I'm not. Ah. 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 Oh, dear Lord. What was that, man? What was that? What was this crazy start? 5.9, 4.9, 4.8, 5.6, 5.0, 4.6, 6.3, 5.4, 5.4, 4.0, 5.3, 4.5, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 18th place is the first one who did 3.6, which is still over category. 4, 4, 4, 3.8, 5.3, 3.8, 4.2, 4.6, 4.7, 5.4, 29th position. 3.6, 4.6, 4.2, 3.9. So basically, I'm the first one, which is, well, I'm 0.1 over, but still, I'm the first one who's close to, even behind me, 3.9, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4. Trying to find the first one who's in limit. This might be a limit 55 position. There you go. 58th position is the first one who's legit for completely in the C class. This is not normal, man. You can just feel it at the start. The level we were going was so intense. I have enough experience with the crit races to know how the field feels like, and this felt like pure horror. There was no point where there was like even a tiny little break on the things where you normally can break a bit. I had to close gaps. So yeah, first 2 laps were horribly fast. Blew myself a little bit up. So I was a little bit too slow when the second group caught me. So I had to work pretty hard to stick with them. And a few of them even got away. So maybe if I was a little bit smarter there, I could have joined those guys and maybe won a little bit in the end. Yeah, to be honest, yeah, power-wise, we can be pretty happy, right? Let's stay here and look. So yeah, our FTP 283, which is only 7 watts from our PB. So we pushed really hard. I think this shows for the results, and you can see this is the start, right? It's close to my 5 minutes best. And my 5 minutes best is done on a climb. So if we get close to this in 5 minutes on flat, we sure going for it. So yeah, the goal was to stick with the front. We failed in that. We went for it though, so we really tried. We were hoping it to slow down just a bit, so it stays hard. It's doable to manage to stick in the back. We've done that before, but this was just way too fast. As you can see, those guys were going 5 watts a kilo. This is insane that this is still allowed. Every time I do this, I get a little bit more frustrated that the green cone isn't in the races yet. Like the top 40 is almost all gone. If that green cone is working, they either have to hold back the entire time until the finish, which is a possibility. They can still like try to hide their real wattage, but their weight is too low to do that. Because if you're doing 5 watts a kilo and you're not riding away in 2 rounds, for me that means they're all pretty low on weight. So they won't be having fun, yeah, if the green cone is there. And they'll join B or A class rides and actually ride people that are competition to them. But hey, we weren't lapped, which is good, right? We weren't lapped. We did our best. We fought for those positions, and we kept fighting even though we let the group ride. That's sometimes mentally like a hit where you think, yeah, okay, never mind, I let myself drop, I don't fight for it anymore. But we kept a fighting spirit for those positions, knowing they would almost all be disqualified in the end. Did you see on Zwift Power already, Doom? Let us take a quick look. I'm pretty happy with the 3.3 though. So look, we won. Wow, look how many people. Yeah, boy. This makes me happy again. This really makes me happy again. Even the guys behind me were pushing harder, but yeah, probably have a little bit less weight. And that means we strategically placed very well. We went for the finish, even though my lungs were hurting. Most of the time, if I do really high power, like in the start, for the first couple of minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes, and then it cools down a bit, and you can relax again, and then you have to go up again, then it starts hurting. That's exactly what happened 2 days ago, really bad, and today as well. Today I got it under control, but still the sprint cost me with that. I think I would have got a few more positions if that didn't happen. We weren't bad placed. If we were on the rollout and we could have pressed a little bit higher, we would have caught a few guys, but still doesn't matter because they all got disqualified anyhow and we won. But that's the thing about those Zwift races, right? You are in a Zwift race, and like in this case, I finished 32nd position in Zwift. But then you come on Zwift Power and you're like, okay, I won. But how can I be 35th in Zwift and then actually win with the people who are registered to actually compete in the same class? That means, yeah, even behind me, a lot of people got disqualified because, yeah, 3.5, 3.4, those people should be, if they can maintain that, they should be B class riders. This guy is fairly new, so he will be upgraded soon. But still, with experience, we actually managed to beat him. So that means pure power isn't everything. You have to get some experience, because in a little bit, or just pure power wise, he would have beat me, right? He has almost the same watts, and he has 5 kilograms less than me. But yeah, we probably we closed some better gaps. We pushed where we knew we have to, and if you don't know that, you're just pushing forward, right? Yeah, I understand. But yeah, I'm really happy. I wish I'm really looking forward to that green cone, and I hope that will make the races a little bit more entertaining, because a few months ago, before the corona, I knew these races were really fun, because we can actually like really race. You are like, in a group, it's hard to get away, but you can actually build up some reserves to try something like in the middle of the race with a couple of people right away. But on this level, with all those sandbaggers in this class, this is like the same as A, B, C starting together. It's a separate class, but actually it's just, it all shows C, but it's not C at all. It's A, B, C, and D all together. So you are actually racing the same race as you would join the normal crit race, where everything starts together, and you're not racing your own category anymore. It's good overall training, because we actually managed, we trained against A and B riders today for the first couple of laps. We fell short, of course, but still we felt the pace. We feel like where we have to go in the future, because that's the pace we want to maintain for the entire eight rounds if we have to, right? If you want to go up to B class, we probably have to go close to that level, and if ever we want to go for A class, with like maybe 2 or 3 years, who knows? Yeah, that this is actually the pace that we want to be, full throttle from start to finish. But for now, B class is getting realistic. We are almost always around around the level where we can try. But if we join the Bs, yeah, we will have about the same race as today, right? Where we hold on for our lives as long as we can, and then drop back with the people who fail as well, and then have our own race. So for now, I'll stick with the Cs, and then see what the green cone will do in a couple of weeks, hopefully sooner than later. Yeah, no, I need to work. To be honest, that was my problem from when I started. I really have a good short power. I have a good sprint in my legs. I have a good thing to close gaps if I'm not on my limit. I have good power for that. Basically, there's two things I need to work on, and then one is my weight. I need to get my weight down. If I get like 5 kilos off, I'm in B class for sure. Even with 2 or 3 kilograms, I'm probably there already, because we're on 3.3 now. A lot of the races, especially the shorter ones. Yes, you can see 4 races, 5 races in 1 week. And then here again, then we have the 3.6 where you were in Bologna today, 3.3 again. So we're really close to that B. If we can shave off a few kilograms, we will go to 3.5 easy. If we get like 82, 83 kilograms, we are at 3.5, and then we have to we have to go to that B class, and then like yeah, exactly, we have to work on that that FTP, man. That FTP number is good, but we have to work on pushing like 350 watts for like 10 minutes or something, and then go back to the FTP. So maybe we'll do some workouts on that, but I always feel like the workouts in erg mode, they don't feel as realistic. I don't know how, if you get what I mean, is it just me, but if I do 5 minutes on 300 watts, but it's in erg mode, it's much more easier than holding that same 300 watts on pure my own power. I don't know if you get what I mean. So I think if I put 300 watts for 20 minutes, I think I would be able to beat my FTP in erg mode, but not in your normal, like in a race or something. Yeah, I know. So like I did, well, it didn't update actually because it was 2 minutes short, but like the Bologna trial for me was the perfect way to higher my FTP. But then again, you get a little bit of a false number, right? Even though you produced the wattage fair and square, in a race it's harder because it's not going all the way up the entire ride, and then you have to go down as well, and then yeah, you have this hilly part. So for me, the crate race is one of the best places at this point to see my actual FTP, because you have that little short climb, but all the rest is really flat, and it's really good to see how the legs are. I don't know if you were here already in the start when I explained what we were doing yesterday. So yesterday we did the Lutcher Lab. It was advertised, the Lutcher Lab was 400 altitude meters. So I was thinking of doing the badge of the Lutcher Lab and then doing back to back the Lutcher Lab counterclockwise. So we would do 800 altitude meters and have 2 badges. But what they didn't advertise in the Zwift app was that you have to first climb the entire com to get to the start of the lap, and then do it all over again to get the badge. So basically we had to do 850 altitude meters just to get the 1 Lutcher badge. And yeah, I was doing that as a recovery ride, so I wasn't able to go over 200 watts. Otherwise, yeah, the recovery would be down the drain. So we did that in 1 hour and 40 minutes. While I was thinking about doing that in like 45 minutes and then change to the counterclockwise and do another 45 minutes, we did 1 hour and 40 minutes for 1 batch. But we did get the 140 altitude meters in. So the plan is alive for getting those 9,000 meters in by 15th of May. So that's just a little under a month now. We have to do 9,000 altitude meters, which comes down, if you ride 20 days out of 30, we will do 450 meters a day. We have to do 450 meters a day. Then we will be about 3,000 meters short for our Zwift concept bike, for the Tron bike. So I was thinking, as from 11 to 18 May I have vacation, I would do the Ubrik Pretzel as a grand finale towards the Tron bike. So then I would get the achievement of completing the Uber Pretzel, the achievement of being 6 hours on the bike, yeah, getting the medal, and then actually get the concept bike as well as a grand prize. So I'm really hoping to do that, but in order to do that with the concept bike in mind, we have to finish those 9,000 altitude meters. So we have to do a lot of climbing next couple of weeks. So that's why we did the Lutscher yesterday, and yeah, coming next week I will do a lot more climbing. I'll even try some climbing races. Right? We have to do them. Doesn't matter if we fail. Doesn't matter. We just do them. So we go to other worlds. We let the grid races sink for a little bit. Train on those climbing races. And then if we complete a race with like 500-600 altitude meters, that's we way to go for our goal of the 9,000 meters. And then the rest days we do recovery rides on climbs as well. We can maybe do like up with the Zwift maybe once for a recovery while we stay on the 200 watts. So we practice time on the saddle, we let the legs rest a little bit, and we train towards the goal, right? Would be awesome, I guess. So we are on schedule. We have done 840 yesterday. We have on the, so that means we already done 1K in 2 days. So we have 8K to go, and we have 28 days. 28 days for 8 kilometers. That should be very doable, right? Especially if we can keep it in mind that we have to do them. And next couple of days, we will focus more on those climbing meters. We can try to do a climbing race. We can try to do a group ride that with a climb in it. We can try to do a workout with a climb, selecting a climb route, and we can do recovery climbing. So a lot of climbing. But the sooner we get those 9K in, the better. And then we have to calculate in the last couple of days what we can and cannot do to complete. We have the Oberpretzel is about 2,300 altitude meters. So last couple of days will be a little bit of calculations going on into what routes or what races to join. And then hopefully, yeah, we can do that. Looking forward to that, man. Looking really forward to that. I think it will be like, if I do it solo, it will be like 6 hours on the bike, which is a pretty long time. But we're working our way on to it. Yeah, yesterday we had 2 hours on the bike, and then after that I went riding outside with my daughter for 1 more hour. So we had over almost 3 hours, a little bit more than 3 hours on the bike. And we're riding every day, so that's good. Doom, I'm gonna hit the shower. I hope you can fix your bike. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday off, man. Support some other streamers on the way. We'll be back tomorrow morning for another one. Not sure which one yet. I always have to see what we feel like it and what's the timing like in the morning. In the morning, that's like a little bit of a relaxation time for me. Just open the app and scroll through all the events, see what will be fitting for me that day. Always nice to see. So not sure what we will do tomorrow, but pretty sure there will be some climbing involved. And I see you as soon as we can, man. I hope to see you in game as well one day. You should let me know if you have time, like maybe next week or something. We can do a meetup if you want to go at my level a bit. We can do a meetup somewhere or something. Would be nice. Anyhow, shower is calling. Thanks for being here, and see you soon, man. Bye. Wow. You crazy, man. You're doing the craziest things, man. You just saying it like, yeah, just having pre-op full for funds, 170K. You're crazy, man. I'm gonna train the whole month just to do the Uber pretzel, and you do tomorrow we are full, Yeah, man, we're both getting stronger. We're both getting stronger. Let's hope we stay completely injury free. Yeah, you'll know. The sooner the plan falls out, the closer we get to that 47,000 altitude meters. We're at 40,000, 39,000 now, something. The closer we get, we can like really mark a day to do it, but it will be somewhere between 11 and 18 of May, depending on how we are doing with the climbing meters. If we are doing it faster, it will be a little bit in the early part of that week. If we are not close to it, we'll be in the later part. But I'll let you know for sure, man. Try to get some people, maybe do like a meetup for the Uber Pretzel and do it together, or just do it together but separate. It's still true that, man. Thanks for tuning in, man. Always nice to have you here. I'm happy with the gold, and I'm glad you were here to see it, even though it didn't look like it in game. The results are on Zwift Power.